What's up guys, FM Campbell here and welcome to episode number 11 of the Aston Villa series. Now, this is the start day of the first day of the second season. Before going further, I just want to let you guys know that I really want to get you guys involved this season and throughout the rest of the series. I want to know what you want me to cover in any detail or more detail or less detail. So please let me know in the comment section below. Please get your advice in, get your suggestions in. Tell me what you want me to cover. Do you want me to go into more details with the finances, more detail with the board, more detail with my player contracts, anything? Just please let me know. I don't want to go and bore you with stuff that you don't want to see. So get your comments in the comment section below. Now, moving on. There's been lots going on. And first of all, I'm going to carry on with another Benteke run. Benteke is still driving me crazy. He's still unhappy. He's transfer listed. We're offering him out to clubs. Then he was happy again. Now he's not happy. Then he is happy. Yes, we have a bid going through. It's a really low bid of 7.25 million. We're still in the process of negotiating with teams. A lot of teams want him, so my God, I cannot wait to get rid of him. And the good news is, I mean, his value still decreased after his injury, but he's injury free now, so we've got sort of 2 weeks to get rid of him. Now, what that means, and you've probably noticed, is the consortium takeover was concluded. And yes, they have taken over the club. We're still waiting to see whether they want to keep us on at the club. So the embargo has been lifted, so we can do business again. But we're still waiting to see whether they want to keep us at the club. We'll find out in the next episode, hopefully, because it's still saying that they're debating it. Which is a bit weird because they're letting me do all the business that I want to do. But there we go. Anyway, so moving on. What should we go through first? We'll go through the friendlies. I'll show you the friendlies. It was pretty much okay. We won 5. We lost 3-1 to Barcelona. I won't click on them and show you because I don't want you seeing some of the players just as of yet. Beat Port Vale 4-0. Lost 2-1 to Wits. Then De Graafschap, we beat 3-0. Then Luzern, we beat 3-0 in the qualifier of the Europa League first leg. And then we beat them again 3-1, so we finished 6-1 on aggregate in between. So we qualified for the playoffs, for the European Cup playoffs, who we've drawn, and we'll try and pronounce this, Željezničar. I think that's how I pronounce that. If you know how that's pronounced, let me know. But in between the two qualifiers, we played Barcelona and we lost 3-1 in a friendly. So our first game of the season will be against Man City in the league. Then we then play West Ham, Everton, Arsenal, and Fulham. There are our league games. In between that, obviously, we have Željezničar in the Europa League Cup playoffs. So let's find out what's been going on transfer. Let's go to the finances. And yes, the board had a little bit of money. So I'm absolutely over the moon. They didn't move the transfer revenue too much. We still have quite a lot of players that we're trying to sell / loan out. But my God, we've had a lot of players join. First team and non-first team. I'm just thinking of the future and thinking of how I can make some money. So the balance is at 72 million. It's projected to go to 99 million. I don't think they've cleaned out the debt. No, we've still got 63.99 million of debt. 36.5 million of transfer debt, which is from previous transfers that are going over the next 48 months, so on and so forth. We also have a bank loan, a gift loan of 107 million, which is 893k per month until 2024, when in profit 99 million remaining on loan with 0 interest. And we've got a bank loan of 5 million as well. So yeah, we've still got quite a bit of money that we've got to clear, but we've been given some money by the board, and yes, we've been spending. So what else have I got written down? The name of the new owner is Tom Barton. He said that it is with his intention to appoint a new manager, but wants to consider my position first based on the results of last season. So we've done really well last season. We managed to finish in the Europa League positions after being given a goal of mid-table. So I mean, if he wants us to judge us on that, then that's great news for us because we've done really well. Other than the FA Cup, where we got knocked out in the third round, in the first round that we were entered in, against Blackburn, which was pretty poor. But yeah, the embargo took a while to go through. I think we missed the first 2 weeks, so we missed out on the key times of selling players, which was a bit of a shame, but that's now obviously over. Chelsea won the Champions League. They beat Bayern Munich. And yeah, I've just got loads of notes about how much I hate Benteke still. Joe Cole retired. Simao retired. What else happened? We got the award for the biggest overachievers in the league. And Jack Grealish was voted the Fans Players Player of the Year. So the Fans Player of the Year. Yeah, the transfer embargo was then lifted. Transfer revenue was increased to 35% from 20%. And the youth facilities are now being upgraded. So there's a few things going on as soon as the board joined, which is great news. But we'll get into the details of the transfers. And this you'll see is quite full, considering. So we'll actually do this. Did our free transfers go through? No, so that's last season. And we actually have a lot of things going on. What I do want to know is why the hell have they not shown up? Anyway, well, there's a couple in there. So I'm waiting for a little bit more money. I'm hoping that the board decide to invest a little bit more money than they have. We've not spent too much, but we've made quite a bit. Scott Sinclair was obviously pre-agreed. He's joined from Man City. We sent him back. He actually had a future buy fee that was already been paid for. And yeah, so he joined for 2.5 million. That was not our business. So yeah, probably sell him in the near future. Tom Cleverley joined on a free. You may obviously remember he joined us and we sent him back on loan as well. He was out of contract, joined us on a free. He's on quite a lot of money though, but I just think that, I mean, his value's gone up to 11 million, but 38 grand a week is quite a bit of money. I'm trying to get him out on loan. At the minute he's got no interest, which is a bit of a concern, but if we can sell him for a bit of money, then that'd be great. John Guidetti, he's come straight into the first team from Celtic. He looks quite a good player actually, other than his composure, which I don't really like. Again, we're trying to get him out on loan, but I might still consider him for the first team, especially while we sort of do a turnaround in players. Dorian Rotario, he signed for 4.1 million. Great player, youngster, can play on the wing, very versatile across the front three, bags of potential. He's only on 17 grand a week. Great potential here, as you can see. We signed him from Dynamo Bucharest, 4.1 million, great bit of business. Simone Scaffe, you probably have heard of this guy. He's an absolute wonder kid on the game. You have to get him the first 2 seasons, though, in my opinion. Otherwise, you're missing out on sort of growing him to the player that you want him to be. We've got a lot of training to do with him, but I've actually decided that he's probably going to be our first choice goalkeeper. He's already off that sort of level. We sold Brad Gujan, which I'll cover very shortly, but look at that. 3.5 star already, current ability. Recommendation obviously going up to touching 5 star, which is great. No weaknesses either. Gal Kakusa joined on a free. Again, it's probably going to be a money maker, but does look a great player. Still trying to loan him out, so we'll see what happens there. But he's got really good technical attributes, which I really like. His mental though could do some work, but he's only 24. He's only on 15 grand a week, which is the big thing. 5-year contract, so going to try and make some money on him. Josh Sway, you might remember him from the Man United series. Look at them technicals. Really good player. I thought his value would be more than that after buying him because he was so cheap. He was on the transfer list and he signed for 1.3 million. I was hoping it to go up to about 8 to 10 million in value, but it didn't. 4.8 million in value, 18.5k a week in wages. Technical attributes are unreal. Mental attributes are really good. Physical attributes do let him down a little bit. He's got pretty poor pace. His strength's rubbish. But again, central attacking midfielder, it's not key. I want him to be moving around. He's currently in the first team. We'll probably look to loan him out, unless we can. Obviously, he's a great level anyway. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Ezequiel Munoz, 4.1 million. We did try to sign him earlier on, but he was on loan. So he's joined from Palermo. 24 years old, 28k a week in wages, 7.25 million in value already. So his value is already dramatically increased. Loads of potential. Has a great future. Sort of 4.5 star according to our assistant. The only weakness really that I don't really like is he's a fairly slow payer. But yeah, centre backs are quite hard to find that are quick anyway. Nicholas Stark, absolutely love this guy. Bit expensive in 6.75 million. 20 years old, 10k a week in wages. Got him till 2020. 6'2". Great work rate, great teamwork. A little bit concerned about that aggression of 17. He would probably be getting booked quite often. Just need to work on his technical attributes. The rest of it will come along nicely, I guess, throughout time, especially as he's 20. But great potential. We'll probably be second fiddle to Lucas Romero over this season. Then we'll see what happens in the future. Excuse me. Massive coup here in Seoul on loan. Such a good player. He's actually going to be back up to Verratti, which is one of the reasons why I was sort of debating some other players' positions, which I'll go through shortly. We are paying some of his wages, 27.5k a week in wages of his 34.5k current contract with Atletico. He's on loan. I've only got him for the season. I'd love to sign at the end of the season, but we're seeing what we decide to do. We have Alan Halilovic, who we also signed on loan. We did a couple of Barcelona deals. I'll go through the other one in a second. Yeah, Halilovic is very versatile. We loaned him, and then I decided that I already had some players in the position that I didn't really need him, so I sent him back. Yeah, we decided to cancel the loan deal. It was just a little bit expensive for a player that I wasn't really too sure whether I needed him. I think we were paying about 40k a month, sorry, in a fee and all of his wages, so I decided to cancel it. Jordan Ibe from Liverpool. This guy, it doesn't look that great, but he always performs well whenever I've seen him play. I played against Liverpool as well, obviously, in the game, and he's played for him. So, great loan deal. I think he'll be great cover on the right-hand side. If not first team, depending on what we decide to do with Grealish. Moving on, we have Munir as our second choice left-sided player. So, it'll be Munir or Rotario, and then we have Grealish and Ibe on either side. So, that's the four players that we've got choice on the wings. The deal that we've got in place, we're paying 30k a week of his 37 grand a week contract with Barcelona, and yeah, he looks like a great. He's obviously an awesome player. Previously, I mean, I had him at United, but he was actually naturally a striker, not an inside forward. So that'll be a little bit different, but I still really absolutely rate him. His stamina is a bit of a concern, but he's only 19, and he is going to be back up. I'd like to have him as first team, but we'll see what happens. We'll see based on the form, I guess. Carl Jenkinson's our backup right back slash first team. I like him because he's English, on loan from Arsenal. We're paying 8.75k a week of his 29k a week wages at Arsenal, and a 90k per month fee. So it works out, I think, about 23k that we're paying a week. Sorry. And look at that, Phil Jones has signed for Aston Villa, 4.4 million. This is the sort of level that we need to be aiming for. Sol and Phil Jones have both joined. Potential captain. I think I probably will have him as captain, especially if I can improve that leadership. It will come obviously through time anyway. 70k a week though. It's very expensive. And I don't know, my Man United save, he was sort of 50-50 with his performances. So we'll see what we decide to do with him. He hasn't had a great pre-season at 6.64 average rating, so hopefully we can get him playing well. Luke Garbett, great bags of potential. This guy could play all the way down the left-hand side. I'm going to be playing him as a left back, probably retrain him as a complete wing back. Very, very cheap. English, which is good, and yeah, great player. So it'll be between him and at the minute it'll be between him and what? I've forgot his bloody name now. Where are you? Yeah, well, I think we're going to need a left back. Sorry, Enrique. There he is. I thought I'd loan out Enrique for a minute then. So yeah, still looking to sell players. We'll go through the ones that we've already sold, and then we'll go from there. Kieran Clark went to Leicester for 1.7 million. Saviola went for 170k to Ruben. Darren Bent finally left. I don't know where he's gone now. He's actually still a free agent. So we're saving 60 grand a week there, which is good. Gujan was sold for 9.75 million to Empoli. So that money really helped. Tom Leggett's gone on loan to Boreham Wood. Ron Vlaar for 8 million to Genoa. Charles Nzogbia for 2.5 to QPR, which is great because he was on really big wages as well. Ignore the Huddersfield badge. That's actually my Lynx FC badge. And there's the Jaguars badge as well from the World Network game. I'm just being a bit lazy, and I can't be able to change it every single time we play. It's quite a long process to change all the different images all the time, but so I'll probably just leave them. They'll probably appear quite often until the World Network game finishes. Nathan Baker then went to Middlesbrough for 1.8 million, and then Kojak also went to Middlesbrough for 1.8 million. The two of them going over to Borough. Scott Sinclair's gone out on loan. All the loans, by the way, are 100% wages being paid, and they're playing in the position that I want them to play in. Scott Sinclair, I'm definitely going to look to sell. He's gone on loan to Leicester. Isaac Nahemi has gone on loan to AFC Telford. Benjamin Seagreast, I think we offered him a new deal. We offered him a new deal. We're going to try and make some money on him. Yeah, Leighton Orient on loan. Carlos Sanchez went to Torino for 7 million. Senderos to Genoa for 4 million. So they actually bought 2 of our centre backs in Ron Vlaar and Senderos with a combined amount of 12 mil. Alice Sissoko went to Metalist Kharkiv for 7.75 million. Josh Webb out on loan to Macclesfield. Antonio Luna went to Deportivo for 1.7 million. Ashley Westwood on loan to QPR. Going to look to increase his value if we can. Leandro Bacuna went to Krasnodar for 3.5 million. We decided to just cash in on him rather than loan him out. Zimmerman to Peterborough on loan. Callum Robinson to Millwall / the Jaguars, if you like, on loan. Then we had a lot of free transfers. I'm not going to go through them all one by one, but a lot of these are youngsters that don't have great potential that decided to not renew their deal. Carles Gill went to Malaga on loan. Andy Vyman to Reading for 2.5 million. Jumar, we couldn't get rid of him, and we was having real big problems with loaning him out as well. 175k we actually let him to go to Bahia for, so yeah, not so much a loss because he was on loan all season last season, being with all his wages being paid. So I'm not too concerned, but I'd like to have got about 5 million from him. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Janai Donassien to Portsmouth on loan. Nicholas Helenius went to Leicester for 3.6 million. Joe Bennett to Ipswich for 500k. Gary Gardner on loan to Coventry. Khalid Abdos to Cheltenham on loan. Andre Green to Newport County on loan. Ender Stevens to Bolton on loan. Liam Haley to Telford on loan. Alexander Tonev went to Bristol City on a free, which is fine. I don't mind that because his wages was 27 grand a week. So, and I couldn't sell him with them sort of wages for a fee. So we let him go on a free, which is fine. Isar Solomon has also gone on to Oxford on loan as well. He's got great potential too. So we'll see how he gets on. We'll go over to the squad and see who we still want to sell. I think this is all the new guys. I think everyone's in the under 21s now. Benteke is definitely going. We've got a bid going through for 11.25 million at the moment. Under 21s, Silla I'm trying to get rid of. Kakuta I'd like to loan out. Graham Burke we're trying to sell or loan out. He's only got a season left, so I did like to sell him. Cleverly would like to loan. Josue will probably look to loan out as well, if not get him into the first team. Guidetti will probably get him into the first team, actually, Guidetti. And then Jordan Linden, we're either trying to sell or loan him out and then sell him next season. So there's not that many under 21s anymore, but if you've seen any of my previous saves, I normally end up with about 50 to 60 sometimes under 21s, all just out and being made money on and trying to get their values up to sell for more money. This is the way I try to make some money on a lot of players. These are the under 18s. Nothing's changed really. Some of them have gone up to the under 21s based on their age, but yeah, all of these are also available to play for the under 21s as well, so they get to play with some first team players, which is good. So lots to be done still. The tactic still hasn't changed. We're still doing the 4-1-2-2-1. In regards to the season going forward, we'll probably play. I'd like to get a new striker in. Remember, this isn't the end of the window. We still have 2 weeks left of the window. So the next episode will cover what happens over the next 2 weeks. There's still some more business to be done. In regards to our finances, our board finances, we've got in upwards of about 7 million at the minute at tops. But we've also got Benteke that's been sold for 11.25. So that should bring some money in as well. So I thought I cancelled it. No. So yeah, that's still got some things going on. So we'll probably best off going now into the schedule and letting you guys know who scored the goals in the Europa Cup qualifiers. John Guidetti got a hat-trick against Luzern in the first game, and in the second game Grealish got 2 and Munir got 1. So they're the goal scorers. In the De Graafschamp friendly was Rotario with 2 and Andre Green with 1. Don't know why Andre Green was playing. In the 4-0 win against Port Vale, we had Okore, Verratti, Grealish and Green. Technically, Verratti's non-official first goal for the club, but hopefully he can score some goals, get a couple of goals for us this season. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, please let me know what you want me to cover. I'd imagine episode 12 will be obviously a little summary of how we've been getting on. So we'll be covering the City to the Everton game, so quite a few games to cover, and there'll be a summary of what's been going on the last 2 weeks of the transfer window, and we're hoping we can get some more money invested in us very, very soon. In regards to the board's targets, very secure apparently with the new board, so maybe that's an inkling as to whether they decide to keep us on for next season. Tom Barton feels he'll never leave the club of his own volition, so we're going to be with Tom Barton for a while. The confidence, this is what they want us to do. Capital One Cups reached the quarter-final, so 1 less than we did last year. FA Cups to reach the 6th round, so 3 more than we did last year. Finished above mid-table in the Premier League, so above mid-table is 7th to 10th, I believe. I think, and above obviously. So the minimum is 9th really for us. I'm targeting Europa League again, but I think it's next season, hopefully if they invest some more money in us, that we can obviously look to press on for top 4. Job status is still, because it's not going to cost very much. Europa League target is we are competitive. I don't really know what that means. I'm guessing to sort of put a fight in the group stage maybe. I'm guessing that's I'm targeting qualifying from the group stage. That's what my target is. Realistically, we're probably just going to make the group stage, but we'll see what happens. Wages they're very happy about. Club stature is obviously constantly growing now that we're in Europe. They're content with the club stature, so that will constantly grow. So hopefully we can do well in the Europa League. That will help as well. And then the target, the long-term target, would be the Champions League. Finances I've already covered. The club. We're now rich, which is good. So hopefully, like I said, they give us some money in the future. We've got professional status as normal. Let's have a look at the league in regards to where we're predicted and where everyone's predicted. So we've got the season preview. Oh god, I thought we were in 3rd then. 10th place. So a little bit of an increase from 14th to 10th from last season. We finished 6th this season, or end of last season, sorry. So yeah, let's see if we can. I want to be here again. This is the reason I want to be around. It'll help us financially as well. What's been going on transfer? That's probably a good thing to quickly cover. Let's view all the transfers in the Premier League. Let's see where people are. Let's do it via fee. Falcao, Man United took the option to buy him for 41 million. Benzema's gone to City for 30.5 million in part exchange. I don't know who's gone the other way. Laporte's joined Chelsea for 23 million. Ricardo Rodriguez 22.5 million to City. Negredo to Valencia for 20 mil. Moussa Dembele has gone to City for 18.25. So City are splashing the cash. Song Heung-min's gone to Arsenal for 18 mil. Camacho to Liverpool. Salah to Inter. Khedira to Tottenham for 10.25. Gujan, we're up there, look, in selling to Empoli for 9.75. So in this region will also be Benteke very, very soon. Santon to Chelsea. Muniesa to Southampton. Gibbs to Tottenham. Trigueros Gibbs to Liverpool. Trigueros to Tottenham. Vlar then's in there to Genoa, and so on and so forth. Joe Martinez is another notable one to Chelsea. Who else we got? There's the Phil Jones deal, which is ours. Scuffet came for 4.2 million. What a bargain. Aaron Cresswell to Stoke. Insigne's gone to Arsenal, 7.25 million. I wish I'd have jumped in on that. So let's look at the transfer list. Who's on there over this season as well? I'd like to. Geez, I thought Barbosa was on the transfer list then. Over the season, I'd like to target getting in some free transfers and make some money on them in the future. Get them in January, sell them at the end of the year. So the transfer list looks a little bit like this. So Bruno Zuccolini, Florian Thauvin and Vladimir Darida are the most expensive players on there. Players that I've had a look at, I don't think there's anyone on there. Cohen Trowell would be too expensive for me. I think that's it. Yeah, there's not really anyone that we've looked at. There's a couple of players that are on the transfer list in the previous episode that aren't anymore. So yeah, but that kind of concludes this episode. Benteke is finally off. That's probably the biggest thing, other than the completion of the takeover. So yeah, episode 12 will be coming shortly. Thank you very much for watching episode number 11. Like I said, get your comments in. Feel free to like the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content. Don't forget to check out the Twitter with regular updates as to what's going on regarding this save and all the others. The World Network game's out on Saturdays, 1 o'clock, as per usual. Other than that, I've been FN Campbell, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.